Well, hello there, folks, and welcome along to RaceSpotTV and a brand new week on iRacing. A new week and a new build. We're just waiting for things to get turned on. If you are new to the world of iRacing, sometimes things can take a little bit longer. There's the live look right now. Temporarily unavailable, but we're waiting. We're almost there. We're in the end game, as some would say. I thought we'd spend the time in the meantime, at least while we wait. We should be there soon because here, let me bring this up. It's all green. It's all green. Oh, look at that. iRacing in maintenance mode. Yes. Okay, that's the only thing that we need to say no. Other than that, it looks good. While we wait, you know, we got some time. Then we'll see some great driving, hopefully, I'm sure. Let's go and look at how we bring you some of this coverage here at RaceSpot. I've got permission from the big boss Hugo to do this. And you can see the most important button, we've already pre-censored it for the anticipation that eventually someone would see it. That's the button that you hit when the has hit the fan and you need to kind of, you know, turn things away. Outside of that, you know, if you got any questions, throw them into the RaceSpotTV chat. I'm here to answer them. But, you know, not much is working because iRacing's not up right now, so I can't really show you much. But if you were ever curious what it looked like at RaceSpot for us to bring you broadcast productions, here's a look. It's it kind of fits on one monitor. Kind of. A little bit. Not really. Most of the time, I've got it like this size. So if I want to go and see stuff over here, I've got to scroll. But yeah. Instead of looking at this, we're still waiting. Still waiting for that. I thought we'd check. I'm going to find iRacing build notes. It's I guess time that we do that as we continue to wait. Does anyone have the link? What a great question to ask. It's like that person who asks at the start of a race, does anyone know how much fuel we need to put into the car? You always need to be careful of that person. Here we go. Ooh, no. Can I see the Matrix? Oh, I wish I could see the Matrix. No. Not with that setup anyway. That's the secret setup that we have back at the headquarters. Hello, everyone. If you're just joining us, we're still waiting for iRacing to turn things on, and then we'll go and see some good racing. Should we read the release notes? Should you let me know what you want to see on RaceSpot Friday Night Primetime, starting not this week, but next week? Maybe we'll listen. Maybe someone else's opinion will be more widely agreed on. Who knows? I'm sure we'll have some fun. Highlights. Dirt micro sprint car. I like some dirt racing. If you've never gone dirt racing yourself and seen it in person, highly recommend it. Just make sure you wear sunglasses because, you know, counterintuitively, even though it gets dark a lot of the time at dirt races, when the dirt comes flying at you, you don't want to be watching like this. It's not a very good view, although the sound is amazing. The SRX cars, you know, are we saying iRacing curse? Is someone going to say that? I guess I'm saying it now. That would be interesting. Dirt and pavement. Super Formula Light, and Super Formula Light's going to have rain enabled as well. So we are probably going to watch at least one Super Formula race today, because I don't know if I've seen the Week 13 schedule. I'm sure I have, and I've already forgotten about it. We have come prepared here on RaceSpotTV today. Super Formula Light should be good. Algarve, Portimao. I hope Lorenzo Bonder is happy at my pronunciation of that. I'm counting. 4 layouts of that track. We got a dirt racing facility, Millbridge, Misano. Ooh, I like myself a bit of Misano, and that's got 5. Yes, 5. count them, 5 layouts. Kokomo, we've got a tires out layout. Lime Rock Park, we've got a... So, okay, I've got to find my mouse. Lime Rock Park. We've never done this on RaceSpotTV, to be honest, so this is going to be interesting how this goes. How do we find this track map? School track map. What is the school layout? I am trying to read chat, by the way. I see Shreyas has asked what setup that I'm running on the sim racing rig. Well, it's gathering dust for the most part, but you can see I've got some pedals, hoisting belt. What were they called before the Sprint Pros? Hoisting belt Pros. A SimuCube 2 Pro with the 2 power supplies as well. Makes it nice and fun for the amount of power cables you got. And then I got a nice little precision sim engineering wheel, all in front of an ultra-wide. And that's the original 1080p ultra-wide that I got on Black Friday for $700 in 2017 or something. So that monitor is like 7 years old at this point. Like, legitimately. I love it. Anyone who has not had an ultra-wide, go for it. Oh, CPU and GPU. We got 3 computers here. So the production PC. Oh, okay. We'll go down that rabbit hole in a little bit. Let's talk about Lime Rock very quickly, especially because I don't know how rain's going to affect my FPS yet, and that's the thing we're really trying to figure out. School is cones. Additional cones? Okay. Well, you know how here at RaceSpot we feel about the attempted murder of cones. The answer is no. You're not allowed to do that. Respect your cones. Tempest, rain racing, road license split. Okay, controversial opinion here. I love this. I wish they had this like 3 years earlier when I used to race. Because right now, if I jumped in, they're going to keep your I ratings at the same, right? So you'll have, let's say you come in with 3,000 I rating road right now, you'll have 3K sports car, 3K road. I've got 4.5K or something. I'm going to just go like down all the way. So that's my only problem there. The only problem is that it's bad for me, and so I'm not a fan of that. New driver onboarding experience, iRacing visual refresh, 3D curbs, and foliage system. I'm sure that will have FPS impacts as well. And the other thing just to remember, guys, is we don't know what this is going to do in terms of broadcast and making it look weird. So if today looks a bit weird, just hold with us. We'll get it all sorted. We've already got our broadcast graphics updated. Big shout out to the team at ATVO for getting that all ready, and we'll see how that all looks. AI ready for rain racing, for super formulas, and 11 track configurations, of which 2 of those are new tracks, 2 of those are new configurations of old facilities. Cool. Do we have... Where's my mouse gone? We don't have an update yet, do we? Where's the status page gone? Still not updated. Ooh, okay, we got a yellow. Okay, it might be a bit of a wait. Just if you're holding for it to go live, just so you're aware. Might be a bit longer than you're expecting. Time to keep an umbrella within arm's reach of your iRacing sim rig. Rain is finally here. That's why you go into the broadcast booth, so you don't need any of that nonsense. The Tempest weather system has completely replaced the original weather system in all aspects. Tempest in the iRacing application. Rainy weather may only be enabled at session on asphalt road tracks. Oh. Okay. So how are we going to hack this so we can go rain oval racing? Someone is going to find a way to do it. You know they will. Rainy weather may only be enabled during sessions that include rain-ready cars with either updated tires or a newly developed rain tire compound available for use. With the initial release of Tempest, the rain-ready tires are the IMSA GT3 class stable of cars. The inner series director of the IMSA Esports Global Championship does the fist pump there. Audi R8 LMS Evo 2 GT3. BMW M4 GT3 Ferrari. Okay, I'm not going to do all this reading. We've done a stream of reading the sporting code. I think that can be something we do again in the future. Let's stick with the important stuff. Static forecasted timeline weather. Now, I've been thinking about this. We talked about this on Sunday on RaceSpot. If you joined us for the new podcast that we have with Open Wheels, which is all about Indy cars. The Open Wheels 500 is coming back. How are we going to have that? Let's say that, you know, I'm tentatively planning to have the Open Wheels Grand Prix. How do you have weather? Do you want to do forecasted? Do you want to do timeline? I feel like we're going to have to go and figure out what forecasted does, and when it says forecasted, can you mix and match like it does with the timeline weather? Corey Silva, Daytona 08 road shouldn't have tires on the back chicane. Full oval, but you are going to have to clear black flags for everyone on a lap-by-lap basis, which does sound rather irritating. Although that is a good call. Indy Moto layout, does that have a tire barrier, or does that just have cones? You see, Corey, I thought Indy Road as well, but I wasn't sure if the new one had, because Indy Road isn't the chicane with the normal layout blocked off. Am I thinking correctly? I don't know. See, there's a clear. I do too many broadcasts to remember individual tracks at this point. I just try and remember corner names and hope they stick. Lots of cool stuff. What other new stuff to take in mind? Are we up yet? I think that's the question everyone's really asking at this point. Not yet. Let's give it a refresh. Oh, okay. All right. So my confidence was clearly just a tad misplaced. We'll keep going through these notes. I'm not going to read them. I'm just going to, like, if I see anything important, I am going to call it out. And I've just seen something quite important. If anyone is using direct sound, it is time to make sure you switch to X Audio 2. Ambient rain sounds are only supported when using X Audio 2. Make sure you switch it. There is a difference as well. I will just say, if you're used to direct sound, X Audio might initially, you might have to tweak a few things here and there if you've dialed your sound in and you're a bit particular in how you want things to be balanced. Just take the time to do it. You'll appreciate it. Hello, Chris Shorter. It was great to see you in the Scherer Porsche Cup car this Sunday. Now, I'm lodging a formal complaint with the naming of the pace car driver, by the way, because everybody knows the pace car drivers had a name for years. I mean, okay, where's my yellow pen? Where's my yellow pen? No, that's not the yellow pen. That's the yellow pen. Look at that. May of 2021. ISOWC Round 1 Driver of the Day. Okay? He's a man of many faces. One thing that you'll note about both Barney and Benny, because I'm not calling him Fred just yet, both Barney and Benny is, for everybody in the session, he's going to look a little bit different. How do I know this? Well, multiple broadcast computers. Looks a little bit different. But yes. Benny. Benny, the pace car driver, guys. Let's just make sure we're on the same page here. I mean, look how cool he is. He's got so many cool pictures. Oh, wow. Ooh, that's not good. Ooh, there we go. Hello again. Except my... Ooh, it's frozen. Live broadcasting. We'll do it live, except we may have to slightly pivot our plans, I am guessing. What's happening with iRacing now? Still down for the time being. Let me see if I try and reopen iRacing. Is that going to work? No Signal is also my favorite movie as well at this point. Let's get that frozen screen out of there. I think we're going to have to do the old restart on one of the computers here. Yeah, look in the background. IndyCar wings. I'm going back to Indianapolis with the sole purpose this year of trying to acquire. I haven't decided what I'm trying to acquire, but it needs to be something like this that can only fit in a shipping box that Zach Campbell is going to have to bring with him back to Atlanta and then ship back to me. Much like he had to do with, just give me a sec. Okay, I'm trying to be careful because carbon fiber shards are a serious thing. Whoa. But yes, see, I'm not gonna... If you go to the Indy memorabilia show, I'm spoiling my own fun by giving you guys where to go. But you can get amazing things like this. I mean, look at this signature for one. It is such a high effort signature that Devlin DeFrancesco did. If anyone remembers Texas, when we wrecked about $4 million of Indy cars, you know? And then we've got another bit of his car over there as well. That's Romain Grosjean's front wing end plate. We believe from Long Beach. We couldn't quite figure it out. Dive plane, sorry, not end plane. We couldn't quite figure it out, but this came from a very cool dude selling stuff from Andretti Autosport. What else do we have? Wait, one sec. As well, this was from last year. I found someone from McLaren who had a bunch of stuff from McLaren. This is Kevin Magnussen's racing suit from the one race that he did. You remember when Felix Rosenqvist had that monumental crash where just hung throttle and bam! Like, I still have the memory of the sound of the car going into the wall. And he missed the next race. Kevin Magnussen comes in. Bang, I got one of his race suits. Indy memorabilia show. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to spoil my own fun, but I highly recommend you go and check it out. It's just incredible. One sec, one more thing. And then, Daytona this year, I'm just walking around, I'm having a ball, seeing the Rolex 24, and then I want to go and buy some merch, and I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to get. I go and look for some Turner Motorsport stuff, but I've already got their wonderful taco blanket. I couldn't really need anything else. There was a lot of FAF, McLaren plaid stuff. That was interesting, but also really expensive, and so I went, you know what, let's spend even more money, and I found, bam, Johnny Adams' Le Mans suit from 2020. So this was actually made in 2019 for the then delayed Le Mans COVID in 2020. So he then wore it. I found it. It came with the original suit bag that he had. Anyway, that is a long distracting point for me to be able to hopefully have a working computer again that will show you a whole bunch of things. Let's see if it's working. Let's see. Let's see. Let's go. It's working again. Okay. Anyway. The best content here at RaceSpotTV. We're good. Oh, iRacing's up. Okay, I can stop filling time, guys. Oh, this is great. Danny Shivishabo just DM'd me and saved you all from a lot more punishment. So, Danny. Danny, am I going to show them these messages? All right, I won't. I can't share my entire Discord screen because, well, I'd get in trouble if I did that. What I can do is this. I should send him the other one sec. I've got another screenshot. Another screenshot to share. One sec. We're working as fast as we can here, guys. Should I go put my Apex Racing shirt on now? Danny, did you finally get one? Poor guy. Yeah, I know, Austin, I know now. I mean, that pick. We're talking here. That is quality content on RaceSpotTV. So the only thing you can get when Apex and Danny's got his now. When Apex and RaceSpot come together. While we wait, I tell you what. Let me go find the clip. Here we go. Oh, it's done it again. Oh, it's working now. Okay, let's watch the clip. Give us the weather update and how things are looking. Oh, I'm in the way. How do I get rid of myself?
So I think that means rain, and it's moving away from the track, so I think we're okay for the foreseeable anyway. Obviously, I heard some reports about possible rain around 2 a.m. That seems to have cleared up, so I think we're good. Should be good to stick with dry tires for the foreseeable.
Give us the weather update and how things are looking here in the Sunshine State.
So
I mean, can you imagine?
That means rain.
Back to the Sunshine State for the iRacing Sebring 12 hours, and we actually have Kevin Ellis Jr. with a poncho on giving us the weather update. I mean, we're talking quality content here at the end of the day. Reese, I mean, Danny needs punishment here. Danny has not just baited me. He has baited all the people that have been watching and assume that... Yeah, anyway. If anyone has a nickname for Danny Shivy Shabo, send it over. We've got Silly Lully. We've got Grandma Johnny. We're building up our repertoire of nicknames on RaceSpotTV nowadays. That, by the way, 2022, iRacing 24 Hours of Daytona. That is a long time ago now. But yes, where's the pen? Where's my pen gone? Oh, it's red. It's not... Yellow, there we go, yellow. May of 2021. Benny's been named, guys. Anyway. Danny Silly Shop. Oh, wow. Danny Slippery Shadow. We're going to get some good ones in here. Danny, you unfortunately are not going to want to watch RaceSpotTV much in the future, it sounds like. We're back to all greens, though. So, I'm trying to decide. What do you guys want to do? I don't think you want to watch me play cricket. I think that's the reality of the situation. We can answer some questions. RaceSpotTV questions. I can read the sporting code if we really want, the release notes. Oh, Danny, that is actually a good point. It is actually... not many people have proper RaceSpot nicknames. Is a short list. Let me see if I can dial up Sir Lewis McLeod, who is... He had volunteered to come and join us, so let's go see if he wants to come and join us. It's better than him and us playing golf. I think that is the reality. VR golf, by the way. VR cricket as well. Highly recommend. These are incredible things. Especially for people like sim racers that don't go out and touch grass very often, allegedly. Although Crim6, Ian Porter proved that wrong this past weekend. That gamers can go and touch grass. Will Chadwick, who is your favorite commentator, age 21, who is from Wigan, England? You know what? Do I know any commentators who are 21 from Wigan, England? I'm going to have to say Chadwill. Chadwill? I think that's his nickname. Shreya says, how does one get into broadcasting? In my case, it was March of 2020. We're coming up on the 4-year anniversary. I was no longer enjoying driving anymore. And so I sent Hugo a message. Let's see. Can I go find that message? Since we have the screen. It's in front of us. Hugo Luis. Where is he in my inbox? But yeah, I basically sent him a message. It was right when COVID had started, so he was like, please someone come and save me, because, you know, there was so many people that wanted broadcasts to come and happen. Here, wait. The problem is I can't show this email without revealing my own email. That would be a problem. I'm not a fan of that. Not a fan of that. Oh no, now I'm getting messages about these clips. This is an issue. Oh no. We are creating quality content here on RaceSpotTV. Reese Carroll, Golf Plus, best thing on VR. Yes, it is. My 1-year subscription has just gone through as well. I am very, very happy with it. Expect lots more Golf Plus. And I think we are at some point going to need to have a streamed competition. So we'll have to figure that out at some point. I'm just saying. Here, have I made sure that nothing has been leaked? Surely nothing's leaked from this. If something gets leaked from this, I've done my job wrong. But yeah. Go away, Photoshop. Basically, I just sent Hugo this email. And he was desperate enough that he was like, Arjuna, come and save me. And legitimately, he went on holiday for like a good month after I joined, left me and Tyler Maxon to handle most of the actual day-to-day broadcasting. And so I pretty quickly had to learn how to produce and actually commentate at a decent level. So that's how you get started in some cases. I think the best way to get started, though, if I'm being honest, is what I initially had done was SDK Gaming is great to just download and you can do some pretty simple broadcast with it. I got comfortable with it. We did iRacing IndyCar Challenge, like the first IndyCar Pro race they did. I did a stream with my teammates. We got a ton of viewers because outside of the US you couldn't watch it, so they came and watched our in hindsight terrible stream. Like, it's on my YouTube channel still, I'm pretty sure. You might need a VPN if you're in the US, but yeah. Oh god. 28th of March 2020. And yeah, you can go find me on Facebook. I don't use it very often, so unfortunately don't expect me to accept your friend request. Because one thing that I'm very proud that I was able to convince Hugo to do after I joined RaceSpot was leave Facebook, and we went over to Discord, and we have never looked back. Still waiting, though. We are still waiting. Oh, we're getting more messages about clips. Oh, no. Okay, you know what we should do in the interim? Instead of golf, cricket, whatever. Let's go. People may not remember some of the great moments that we've had on RaceSpotTV. Featuring myself. And there's only one in particular, so I'm going to go and try and find it because since joining RaceSpot, I haven't done many races. And I think one of the few ones that I did do, where is it? 3 years ago. Evan Pasoko was very kind enough to let me go and do one of his real sim racing races. And I had an amazing 3-wide moment. I've never been so proud of myself as well. Like, here we go. I think I found the one. Now, I don't think I had a paint scheme that was as egregious as I did for Porsche All-Stars. Porsche All-Stars was pretty bad. Now, I don't know what anyone actually thought about that paint scheme. Yeah, that wasn't a great paint scheme. The less said about that, the better. Wow, this was the race I did in 2021. Going back in time. It's prehistoric. It was 2021. Heavens above. Look at this. And I actually did races. How do we unmute this?
The mix, he can smell blood in the water as he joins.
See, there's actually good commentators
Let's
talking
make it
now.
A 3-way battle in the battle for P6 with 8 laps to go.
Oh, there's me.
And you have to be careful if you're Arjuna here. You
Oh, there's me as well.
See with the look on his face, he is having a slight touch of concern and thought here, because that's the second time, Evan, Harris has made contact with someone in that manner through the final quarters.
This is so long
around
ago.
The circuit with the turtle curbs.
Yeah, sorry, Bo. I apologize. We maybe slightly jumped the gun.
How you approach things, because
slightly jumped the gun. We do recognize that.
Is not given as much space compared to some of the other drivers.
We had a moment of optimism.
So if you get the run, you have to.
We thought we were ready to go
before you get
racing.
to that right, left.
Alas, it was not to be.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
look
mean,
at the back of my car.
when we talk
Evan's
road
face was on the
racing,
back of my car.
there's a
That's
lot of tracks
right.
that have really nice rhythmic sections, right? That are challenging.
Blame
for the
Hugo
driver,
on the
but
front,
those
hashtag
rhythmic
of course.
sections really aren't the greatest passing opportunities, right? It's hard to establish.
That's the back. I'm just saying it right now. Bad chicane. Fast chicane, best chicane. We're all on the same page, I hope, here on RaceSpotTV.
So you really do need to pick and choose where you're going to make these moves. And, you know, Harris felt like that spot right there, the chicane was going to be it. Liam Sheen stuck with him.
Had
They
Evan's
touched,
face. I think you had
clearly the one
Dylan's
car's
face
not gonna
maybe
back
as well
down.
on the back.
Liam does need to be careful, though, here, Justin, because, again, he's in a good position to points-wise.
See, Danny Shivishaba, you're instantly back in the good books here.
I'd probably pull over,
Oh, here we go. Here it comes.
Wheeler, and I don't think he has any intention to pull it over. Just makes you a little bit nervous. Oh, he gets into him, a slide. What a save. 3 wide for position 6, and it is Arjuna on the outside.
I had Evan call me 3 wide. I mean, come on, guys. What a moment.
And the car's still clean, even with
And the car was still clean.
For Arjuna, taking advantage of all that.
So that is
If they
one of
wanna fight
4
like that,
races.
Why not?
Or maybe, no, maybe
They're
it's 5
fighting
races.
each other so hard that they
5
didn't
races
even realize he
that
was
I have
coming
done
around
since
behind
I
him.
joined
Take over 6.
RaceSpotTV. iRacing, Sebring. We could spell here on RaceSpot. We're good at that. 2020. I have the screenshot on my laptop, but that's the problem. It's on my laptop. 2020. Is this going to be it?
And 15th as well. And
No, wait, 1 page back. Look at that! I qualified inside of the top 10 for an iRacing special event. Now, yes, it was the Sebring 12 hours with the terrible Daytona prototype. And it was the Daytona prototype a week after it got the new tire model, which was an interesting experience. So, where's my yellow pen gone? Where's my mouse gone? That's the first question to answer. Yellow pen's over there. Good. We take that. Now, should we try and figure out where we finished, actually? That's not a bad idea. I don't actually remember off the top of my head. We did finish. It just wasn't a great finish, if I'm being honest. Part 2. Oh, Dane Baird has joined us live from Germany. He's going to be in our new RaceSpot offices, and you should check out social media. Oh!
Huge incident.
Oh, sorry. Oh, of course. No, we did finish, Austin. We did. These guys, unfortunately, didn't. Oh, no. It's this incident. I talk about this way too often. Oh, come on, YouTube. Stop being silly.
Yeah, we're trying to get it, but you know. Oh,
I need to
we
watch
might
this
have
again.
here.
This might be it.
So going down in towards, this looks like the run in towards Sunset to me. And see what happened to that number 8 car. Or
It'll come out of nowhere.
8th place running at the car and
Oh!
running.
Oh, YouTube.
Pedestrian bridge is the word I'm looking for. And that's
Here we go.
Oh,
Oh, it's done it again.
oh, that's not great. And
Oh! Every time I see it. Oh, there you go. There you go, guys.
8th place running at the car and running. And oh, that's not great.
Oh, I'm
And
so sorry, Fraser and Alex. Oh, if you watch this, I'm not. I laugh because of the pain that I know you felt.
And that's another race has been claimed here in the late stages of this one. Cars are starting to drop like flies, Justin. Our minds are getting melted by strategy, and cars are starting to get wrecked. And look at that huge incident.
Yeah, there's a reason why, by the way. It's timestamped to that when I click on it. There's a reason. I've seen it a few times. Poor guys. Let's go see the finish. Where did I finish? Where did we finish? Yeah, Vince, it's just because of how they process things, you know. A lot of the times they end up reprocessing old videos when they when they update like their technologies and whatnot. So sometimes that doesn't happen. So we weren't top 10. That's fine. Okay, but pause. There you go. Pause. I'm just saying, by the way. There's only 3 cars left on the lead lap here. That's not bad. It's not bad.
Fourth and VRS rounding. Power and Slide is going to finish.
Oh, we were 11th. Okay. So Austin wasn't far off. We were, what, 6th to last. Effectively with the 3rd last car finishing. But yes. Let's go back to that first screenshot instead, can we? There you go. That's the one that we should leave on screen for a while. To tell the story as well, yeah, Vince Coanda winning. That was back when we used to see them a bit more on iRacing stuff as well, wasn't it? So it's been more Redline recently, if we're being completely honest. Apex as well, a lot last year before. Yeah, but the story behind this was the weekend that IndyCar was meant to start its season. My teammate Adam Blocker was going to be working his first full season, and then on Friday night they got told, it's cancelled, COVID, pack up, let's go home. And so we all just planned on legitimately that night. It was Adam messages us, we're going, I'm flying back, should we do the race? Henry Bennett and myself go, we don't have a setup, but yeah, let's do it. So I think we had a combined, and when I say combined, legitimately between the 3 of us, 90 minutes or 2 hours of practice. Qualified 9th, finished 11th. It didn't go smoothly, but memories. And I hope Kevin Ellis Jr. doesn't mind me sharing the story, but hilarious moment that I still remember from during the races. We are a couple of laps down at that point. And so Kevin's in one of the Apex prototypes and trying to put us a lap down. But he's struggling to get past Adam. And those of you that know Adam know that he's not going to make it easy to pass. He can be a little bit stubborn. That's what I meant to say, not stern. And at one point, I just remember us getting a message in iRacing. I don't know if it was from Kevin or from one of the other drivers on the team, but it just said, can you stop living up to your name so much? Adam Blocker. Block. Great. Oh, loved it. It was amazing. Still one of the most fun races I've had, even if we finished down in the field. But yes, that is beside the point. Drew Adamson, you're in the chat. Do you want to tell us, how much longer these poor viewers are going to have to suffer Arjuna story time and just randomly jumping from thing to thing? Has there been a tweet that's gone out about something? Oh no, someone's in a Discord gone and put a fake tweet out from iRacing saying something about there being a delay. That's a bit naughty. Not right. Drew is tightly sealed. I mean, we knew that. We weren't going to get anything out of him. But yes. Dustin Ollis, the update is postponed until Arjuna admits I'm faster. The problem is, Dustin, I've just seen your tweet, by the way. If anyone else hasn't seen his tweet, look at that. He just wanted to let me know that iRacing still isn't up, and we'll go and follow you as well. Just because we weren't before. Corey, that is the thing. A lot of people don't remember when Week 13 used to be Week 13. It's been great the last, few years where basically it's just been fun week, and I'm so happy for the poor iRacing developers that it's not panic, too much panic on, during the week to find bugs, to fix bugs, etc., etc., etc. Yeah. Dustin Hollis, I'm now following him on Twitter. I've made his day. I'll just put it in context, by the way, guys. Like, I work as a software engineer. I won't share too much, but hopefully I'll share a little bit and to help this story make sense. But we were releasing a new feature, and you can test it all you want in your testing environments, but oftentimes it's not until you get to production where you're talking millions and billions of records of data that you can really have issues. And so in test environments, my code ran fine. It ran pretty quickly. We got it into production, and then it was running too slowly, like legitimately way too slowly. I found one line that fixed it. It was a small thing, but it was the kind of thing that I wouldn't have found unless it was up there. And so, software engineering is a bit more art than science at times. And the reason I say that is there's so many different ways to attack and try and approach a problem that there are then, because of that as well, so many different ways to solve the problem. So it kind of works hand in hand, right? A lot of times you'll decide how to solve it by how much time you have to get it out, how much money you have. AWS is not cheap. I'm telling you that right now. There are ways to make your AWS usage cheap, but a lot of companies go through this shift where they get to AWS, they go, oh, we're in the cloud. Why are we spending so much money? This isn't right. So software engineering's complex, and the guys at iRacing have done a great job recently as well to just for what is as well code that dates back a long time. They're constantly tweaking and retooling little bits of it, and yeah, they made it a lot more stable. And they only get to do these big releases a couple of times a year, right? I'm fortunate at work that my code is a little less. We use a lot more microservices, monoliths, whatever if you're talking technical stuff. So we can roll out a little bit more frequently, much like the iRacing UI you're seeing with that now. This is getting into Arjuna TED Talk time, but heavens above, we don't really want that, do we? More Discord DMs. Hopefully not about my clips, because these aren't good clips by any means. I saw a movie last night. Highly recommend you all see it as well. Dune, however you say it. Dune 2, fantastic. I saw the first one at home on HBO Max, I think like a lot of people. And I enjoyed it. I didn't love it. I'll be honest. I don't even think I rewatched it once. But I went in yesterday, saw the second one, and it was great. I was transfixed by it. I loved it. Of course, I've got my foibles. I'm sure everyone will have their small criticisms here and there. But one of the main problems... This is going to be a weird way to bring it in, but you'll understand why, I hope, in a sec. If you watch the Wonka movie, the main gripe I had with it is Timothée Chalamet doesn't have what, in mixed martial arts, we term as silly little guy energy. Like, I just didn't believe him enough as a crazed Willy Wonka. Now, there was a few moments in June where I was just like, holy this guy is scaring me right now. And that in a really good way. Like, it was intense, it was real. And it sets itself up very nicely. It wraps up the arc from the first movie while also setting up a third. It was good. It was great. So go see it. Go see it in IMAX if you can as well. And just don't have wet toast with it. Don't go see your movie with wet toast. Vince Cusi sent me another message with his wonderful livery that he ran on Friday Night Primetime last week. I still don't get this wet toast thing. Wet toast sim racing? Oh, Vince, we've got the fancy equipment here at RaceSpot that we just don't break out too much because we are professionals. If anyone watches the WAN show, Linus Tech Tips, lt2store.com, got to get your plugs in. He makes liberal use of the Go XLR bleep button. We also have a cough button, but maybe it was better for you, but it is great. What else can I do on technology that would be fun? I don't know. Can I can... Oh, look, I can move myself. Now I'm on the left. And now I'm on the right. Now I'm on the left. And now I'm on the right. Linus Brochure. How do you say that? Is it Linus? I think it's Linus, but part of our team at RaceSpot. Who, by the way, you've got to be jealous of anyone who is invited on stage to sing with Coldplay, with Chris I mean, that is just incredible. Very, very jealous. We all dream about it, don't we? And yes, Dame Bed has also just reminded everyone. RaceSpotTV merch. Should we go get the collection? Yes, we should. So now, we'll go through the collection. One of my RaceSpot hoodies, I must say, is in the wash. So that's unfortunately not able to be shown. But here you go. We've got this wonderful black RaceSpot hoodie. Very comfortable, I must say. So comfortable that I've often worn it to places and events that I probably shouldn't have worn it for. But this is one that, because of the yellow, it's not great on green screens, right? It definitely didn't just punch my table. But then you've also got this. This is our black and yellow. I'll do my little runway walk. Can see the back. Got the name. So you got this, but again, green screen, not great, right? That's an issue with a shirt like this. So bam, the white and black traditional RaceSpot, simple. You may see a lot of these, and you may think, where's the yellow gone from RaceSpot? It's just because of the green screen. That's the only reason why. At the end of the day, and yes, we are descending down into the depths of dangerous territories if we are doing runway walks on RaceSpot. Still, so there's one thing that we're waiting on getting just updated, it would seem. Let's go back over to the release notes, by the way, because I want to see, as a IndyCar fan, what has changed. Okay, open wheel oval, track surface parameters have been updated slightly. Now, I will say this. I want to give a huge shout out to everyone at iRacing because since the news, of course, about IndyCar coming back over and rejoining the license with iRacing, they've been working with the community on getting time slot schedules and so much more ready to go so that when they announced it, and then, you know, now that we're out there and running with things out in action, it's been working well. Numbers for the previous season have been up in terms of driver counts almost across the board, so it's really cool. And they've also, as far as I'm aware, been kind of working to try and dial in the track parameters, which is what this will all be about, I guess, for racing for the 500. So that's going to be really interesting to see. And of course, now you've got the updated, I guess, outside surfaces for when you make a mistake in qualifying and you go and crash into the wall. What about the Dallara IR18? Where are we? Bam. Car model has been updated. Okay, so that will be aerodynamic bits and bobs, probably a graphical as well as the physical model that's used in the actual physics. Fixed an issue with laziness. Oh man, those lazy pit crew members, they're just modeled after the wrong pit crew members, clearly. And then iRacing setups have been updated. Okay. By the way, I think Dane Baird is referring to this line of the release notes when he says, have you seen? And if you missed RaceSpotTV, RaceSpotTV's coverage, I should say, of the iRacing IndyCar Open Championship. Separation by any means. Now Rob Malechka's blown his engine. So to be clear, let's cycle back. I'll set the context. Rob Malechka is my teammate at Powerslide Motorsport, so I have a little bit more insight into his car setup and to the temperatures at which he was running. His car was fine. His car shouldn't have blown. We'll keep watching.
And so he'll take Jacob Oster, Jason Brophy, as well as Connor Harrington with him. Not seeing the separation by any means. Now Rob Malechka's blown his engine. How has he done that?
Well, that's probably the reason probably being I picked him.
Temperatures, oh no, has he run his engine too hot?
So that stupid commentator thought it was temperatures, but no.
He's going at quite a pace for someone who's blown an engine, but now he...
That was the other thing, right? His engine blew so slowly, like it actually gave him a decent amount of drive until he got into pit lane. We'll keep watching to see if we get the replay.
Pretty good car as well, was pretty racy early on.
Well,
I wonder if the producer was quick enough on the replay button. Come on. Oh, Mr. Producer.
Maybe at some point he down.
Mr. Producer. Here we go. The producer was slacking, but to be fair, he was having to commentate as well.
That's interesting because it doesn't go like it would traditionally just go.
You can hear it as well still.
It's a lot more gradual, and that's why Ewan was able to work around at speed.
Yeah, so that's the whole speed thing, yeah. Revs it very high, of course, but I've got to say, didn't seem to
just
me
a reference on that on the revs, by
than
the way, because Ewan did bring it up. In the Indy car, you actually want to be revving it to the top of the rev range. The peak power from that engine is 11.5 to 12,000 RPM. So if you're not maximizing your time in that, you are losing time. It is as simple as that, especially in the IndyCar, on the ovals, right, for qualifying. So you'll see a lot of drivers, you know, once you've dialed in that's open setup series, he was in 4th. Some of the other teams may have been in 5th. Some people thought that may have contributed, but from all the data, no, it was just random luck, unfortunately. And yeah, Dustin Ollis is wondering what was the line of code? If engine exists and RPM is exactly something and name is Robert Explode. No, I think, yeah, it's more like what Dane Baird has just said. If math.random 0, 1 million, just, you know, whatever. What did they say it was? What was the release note? 1 in a million's chance that it would blow. 1 in a million. But, okay, if it's 1 in a oh, I'm terrible with statistics. Oh. Because it becomes less likely, I guess, the longer you... If the odds of it happening at any 1 second are it's 1 in a million, the odds that it happens to you over a race isn't 1 in a million, actually. It's something else. If any statisticians want to come and help me out here, that would be great. We're still waiting for the service to come back up. So, since I don't want to end this stream without seeing at least 1 or 2 races with rain, that is a guarantee. Exactly. Dustin's asking the right question. 1 in a million watts. But I guess since we want to do something, I can't stream test drive is unfortunately the problem because as I found out in getting ready to do Porsche All-Stars, my computer has a freak out if I try to do too many things with it at the same time. I've got too many things plugged in. Specs. Why don't we talk about my computer specs? Because I know Shreyas had asked about that earlier, and we kind of been just dodging the question. So 3 computers. One of them predates me actually joining RaceSpot. So that is what... UI backend, Dustin, by the way, unstable. That's fine. You know why it's unstable? Because everyone's properly refreshing and trying to figure out what's going on. So I think when it says unstable, it just means that there's a ton of people hitting it right now, more than anything. Maybe? No. Oh, I see. Oh no, those are downtimes. You're right. But those are microservice downtime, so we should be back. That should be back up pretty quickly. Speculation, all of course. So my production PC, that's what runs my vMix. What else does it do? At this point, that's basically all it does. Run vMix, TeamSpeak, Discord. Yeah, and that's it. I have Zoom running on a laptop, so I have next to me a MacBook Pro that does all the Zooms. That sends it over to the main production PC. The game PCs send their feeds over via HDMI cables. But that's a 2700X. Is that the 2700X? I will be honest. I want to do some upgrades, but it's been so long that I've forgotten. Yes, indeed. So this is a Ryzen 7 2700X. There is disappointingly only 16 gigs of RAM, but I make do with that. And the reason why I can make do with 16 gigs of RAM is vMix loads most of the stuff onto the graphics card, and there's only a Ryzen 7 2700X, but there's a RTX 3070 that actually does all the encoding because NVENC is immeasurably better than CPU streaming, at least performance-wise, and the performance to quality ratio is at an acceptable level as well. So 2700X and a 3070. That then is connected via a program called Barrier. So I have a virtual KVM. So that actually doesn't have a keyboard connected. It's all connected to my main gaming computer that has... What even does it have? These are good questions. This has got a 12600 KF. So apparently I decided to go slightly cheap on the CPU, but I guess I got one that if I wanted to, I could overclock. It's got 32 gigs of RAM, and that's for a reason. I bought 16 initially, tried doing some races, and I think it was doing IMSA at Detroit, where I just started to have too many issues, and I realized, right, 32, no choice. So I had tried to save a bit of money. I just bought the same kit again, and I've got 4 slots filled. And this has got a 3070 Ti in it, so it's slightly beefier. But both GPUs were bought, during COVID, so right when they were expensive. So I think I paid $900 for one, and then also 900 for the other because I bought it off Facebook Marketplace and I didn't have to pay tax and shipping. So, yeah. And then the second iRacing PC is what used to be my main iRacing PC after I joined RaceSpot. I will say this. If anyone thinks you can broadcast iRacing with just one computer and do it at the top level, the answer is no. You can do smaller events, like I could do the IndyCar broadcast that we do on Monday. I could probably do that on one computer and I'd be fine. But for anything big, you need two computers. And so I had tried to convince myself that I could do it with one. So I bought a Ryzen 3950X. That's the 16-core, however many threads it is, 32 threads. And I was like, all right, one computer, I'm going to prove Hugo wrong. No, I didn't. If Hugo's listening, he was right. I was wrong. And very quickly, we got the dual PC setup configured. That 3950 is so overpowered as well. It's such a shame. That GPU is a 2080 Super, water-cooled as well, because I did, for that one, a big chunky air cooler for the CPU and a water-cooled GPU because I'm dumb. So that's my computers. What else do I have here? I have to unplug it probably to show you, but this is how I control everything. Oops, one sec. So there's like a bunch of different things. I'll be honest in saying all of those labels, for the most part, wrong. Every different series I do has a different configuration at this point, so I just have to memorize it. But yeah, that helps me control vMix, helps me control my audio too, so I like it. It's nice. Highly recommend the Akai APC Mini. Do I work with RaceSpot full-time? I wish. No. I have a day job. Software engineering. If you couldn't tell. Yeah. I enjoy it. I work for a fun team. I get along with my coworkers great. I have flexibility in my field as well. This is where I work as well, like legitimately. I wake up in the morning, I sit down, I work 9 to 5, and then most evenings I close my laptop, put it away, and just keep sitting here and turn the other computers on. Today is obviously week 13, so yeah. Let's see, by the way, if I can show you what some of our producers go through. One sec. I'm looking through the perspectives and the chats that we have. Here we go. So I'm gonna remove myself from the equation for a sec. That's what some of our producers think, rather see, and have to think through when they're producing. Note, there's no iRacing that is actually on this side of the computer. There's just timing screens. The only iRacing view that he has are these boxes that are either down here, which, yes, are as small as you think they are. Try looking at that from about 5 feet away from your TV. Or if he's lucky and he's got them in a side-by-side and he's setting up for a replay, he's up like that. Yeah, that is hell. That is torture. I have 5 physical monitors, a laptop, an iPad, and a multi-viewer so that one of my monitors can be converted into 4 monitors. Michael Heflidison says, by the way, he won that race. Just don't forget. This is, by the way, the cool guy waiting room. And officially is now because Wayne Castile has joined us. As we are. How long have we been going now? We must be going on at least an hour. Please don't tell me it's more than that. Oh, just about an hour. Okay. I was about to say my sanity. this is the stuff of nightmares. It's not to say that you should excuse us for mistakes, but sometimes you should cut us some slack, is all I am saying. What we should also do, by the way, where is my pen? Dane needs to learn that this should no longer be that, and instead should be blue is the right color, I think, and then we'll get white, a slightly thinner pen, P for Photoshop. There we go. As soon as we get Dane switched to Photoshop, I tell you what, look at that. He'll be unstoppable. Oh, I'm just channeling my agenda. Vince, by the way, that is very appreciated. One thing that when I joined RaceSpot, I heard quite a lot is that, you know, RaceSpot miss a lot. And that is because back then there weren't necessarily the tools to be able to see it. Now we have a lot more of them. I think people will know when they watch broadcasts that I do, you know. We don't miss much. We call it the carousel of entertainment for a reason, because we can just click through and see so many different replays. But yeah, we definitely are appreciative of when we get some help to try and figure out what is going on. That is for sure. Right, so it's 12:10 p.m. here on the West Coast, the best coast of the U.S. Michael Heflidison says we're back to green. Okay, I tell you what. We need iRacing to get David Croft and it's lights out and away we go. And put it on social media when we are ready. That's what we need. Ramiro, well, okay. Ramiro, by the way, is joining us behind the scenes as a new producer, by the way, so you'll see someone else helping us out. I'm just trying to get... Where's my ATVO gone? Trying to get this... Ooh, it's frozen. It's loading. It's spinning. Look at this. This is our view. So, Ramiro, what I do is when the most of the field has come across the line, I take away the timing tower. I leave the session state up because that's what has the checkered flag so people know we're finished. Then as soon as everyone is finished, you remove ATVO from vMix. You pull up the results. You go over to that and bam, there you go. Boom. As easy as you'd like. Dane Bears, don't you forget, ATVO has got our broadcast graphics ready to go before iRacing has updated. There will be no ATVO slander here today. There will no, by the way, be any East Coast acceptance as well. East Coast is best coast? No. It doesn't rhyme. It's not true. And when I say it doesn't rhyme, I mean because it doesn't rhyme, it can't be true. Clearly. That's how it works. What was I going to do? We were talking vMix for a second. What else should I show about RaceSpot stuff? Hugo let me show the broadcast ATVO things. He let me show the O button. That's great. That's my favorite button. You even technically got to see some stuff if you go back and rewind through the tape that we haven't even technically shown off yet on a broadcast. So we have definitely given you all the little secrets. Josh says, imagine not having race officials ping you when something exciting happens or a penalty happens. Well, okay, so there's two ways to look at that because... I'm glad Lewis is. I actually wish Lewis was here because I think he'd also have a very similar opinion. Given he's worked across different simulators, different competitions. It's great when we do get that info, but just being quite honest as a commentator, there's not many broadcasts that I do where people, and this is not just at RaceSpot, I want to be clear, this is across the board, where, you know, part of why I think I'm a decent commentator is we're pretty good at realizing when stuff has happened. We're not always correct at why things have happened, and, you know, we have to go through the process of figuring out what's happened, but, you know, we're pretty good at doing that. And Josh, don't use ATVO for that. I will just say that. SDK Gaming, the event viewer there, 100%, it is incredible. I love it. And I use it not just as a broadcaster, but, you know, when I do things as race control as well. It's very useful for sure. I'm honestly not sure about what horrible sound you're talking about, just because that's on my other computer, and I only hear the game audio that comes through on the production side, so fortunately, I haven't had to be tortured by that. I can imagine what it is. I'm just imagining, you know how they have on the entry to pit lanes, the klaxon going off. Just imagine something even more shrill and harsh than that. That would be great. But yeah, it's funny. Like, there's a lot of broadcasts where, ooh, did I press a button? I pressed a button. Ooh, heavens above. That's what. Something else that I added recently, earlier this year actually, Elgato Steam Deck foot pedal, so that, you know, whenever I'm trying to commentate, use a drone camera with an Xbox controller, be all fancy and that, and I need to stop being fancy and get back to the actual action, I can use my feet. I can dance around with my feet. Yeah, exactly. I'm glad that it sounds similar to the pit lane klaxon thingy. ATVOs has a nice tracker for off tracks. The thing about off tracks is, I guess, right, you're an admin in some sessions, right? So, unfortunately, I'm not an admin in most of the sessions that I commentate on. If I was, oh, the power that you'd give us commentators. Maybe too much power. Commentators also just have to know when not to say information. I think people realize that too. Where are we with statuses? Bam, bam, bam. Ooh, okay, we're getting some updates. It's a big update, guys. It's not just rain. It's the new licenses. Open wheel. What are we calling the other one? Sports car? Open wheel and sports car. Those are the two. So there'll be a... Oh, hello.
What are we calling them?
Paul Smith's just come and given me a jump scare. Hello, Paul. Oh.
Oh, dear. By the way, you are live on my stream as well as on your stream, so...
It's okay, I'm not allowed to swear on this stream either. Oh, the worst part is I hadn't even seen you. Like, I'm sitting in TeamSpeak. I've left myself unmuted in case anyone did want to come and join. Oh, my heart rate. Oh, my heart, Paul. What have you just done?
So I've been streaming for 3 hours, 17 minutes and 23 seconds. And I've been streaming just the view of the system status website.
Oh, so they're getting proper Paul story time right now.
Oh, absolutely.
We're giving you another view, by the way.
We have been... oh, thank you. We have been discussing many things. We've been discussing the state of the Rockingham UK racetrack. We have been discussing how, when the Turkish Grand Prix first started, it had no road infrastructure getting you to and from the venue, so it was just like Silverstone in the mid-90s. Yeah, we've been talking about all sorts, really. Oh, no, you see, I've started a trend... Oh, he's disappeared. I just saw Will Chadwick connect to our server.
Oh, is he coming too? Oh.
I see, I'm a trendsetter. What can I say, Arjuna?
I will also say, my heart's still just recovering right now. I'm now looking through TeamSpeak logs to see if anyone else has been sneaky. Jack Styles. I see he's connected too. A lot of people excited for rain.
Do you know what? Because you're showing a picture of it, here's a picture of me and Belma with from Fanatec with Mr. Gamer Muscle himself. It is a bit dusty, actually, is that picture. Let's just give that a little bit of a wipe. There we go. And there we go. So there's Gamer Muscle. Hello! Subtle front end feel. There we go. I know he's a popular character. I like James. He's lovely. He's a nice guy.
I haven't had the pleasure of meeting him in person, which I think you have, right?
Oh, many times.
Sim Racing Expos.
Sim Racing Expo, we went to Landshut, where that photo was taken for the Fanatec 20th
How do you
anniversary.
say it?
Landshut.
Landshut.
Yes, Landshut.
Okay.
No swearing.
No swearing.
No,
No. We've got the bleeps. You and I both have independent.
No swearing.
We have independent bleep buttons as well. We can control ourselves.
Yes, I'm not utilising that though.
No.
Fine.
I've done it for. Ooh, I see all greens, Paul.
Yeah, but I mean it'll be yellow again in about 5 minutes' time.
No optimism, Paul. We are here for optimism. That's what
I've been here for 3.5 hours.
see that's why I kept postponing the start. I don't think we started this until like 2 hours after I initially planned to. I woke up this morning, I messaged Hugo, I was like, Hugo, should we do a live stream today? Because he'd been saying that, it might be fun. And he was like, yes, let's do it. I said, okay, what time do you think we're going to be ready?
I mean, it's usually 6 o'clock GMT that the build, but they did warn, and they did say that this build could take a little bit longer to come together and come to fruition.
And here's my educated guess, Paul. Is that, they're adding a new license type, right? And so I'm...
By the way, Linus says evening.
Hello. They're adding a new license type, so my suspicion is that, again...
Race results.
We're not trying to... Oh, that too, but we're trying not to get technical here. They've got to do that, but basically, they've got to go through and update the database with everything. And because iRacing's got, at this point, 15 years plus of history... Like those are that might take some time.
Yes, it might take some time. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, have you even tried going into test drive?
No. We're doing this properly.
We're doing it properly. Okay.
Yeah, we're doing this properly. We're not doing anything at all on the. Jack Styles was chatting to him a little bit earlier. He was doing a little bit of test drive with wet tires on a dry track, and he was surprised by how much grip it gave him initially. And then the tyres overheated.
I tell you what, Paul, since we have you here, I'm unfortunately going to remove you from the screen just for a second because
That's okay.
I want to talk about news today. Did you see the news?
What about the FIA president getting accused again?
That too. I mean, Formula One just can't help itself. So you know what they decided?
Formula One is more interesting off the track than it is on it.
No, but you know what they thought? Because there's so much happening off the track, let's try and divert people's attention with a track design that if someone goes Mark Webber at Valencia in 2010, it's going to end very badly.
Oh, they've kept on talking about a second track in Saudi for a while.
Have you seen the images?
Yes. It's just not going to happen.
I don't know. Like, this seems quite real to me. And I will. The track doesn't look terrible. It looks better than what they have now. That's a low bar. I've said that. That is a very low bar to clear.
Okay. Well, have you seen the very real private test track that's in Japan?
Which one are we talking about?
I've put you a link into the chat here.
Ooh, okay.
Not into the YouTube chat.
Yes,
but,
yes. I now need to pull it up on my other computer, Paul, to let the people into and now they get this wonderful view of what Dane sees as a producer, which we still don't understand how he does it.
No. Just no. I mean, I've done production work in the past, but on one PC. Yeah, it's certainly something.
Wow, Paul.
This is a private test track.
I mean, so you know they have a lot of these like in America. The VIR, they call it America's Motorsports Resort. Thermal Club, where IndyCar's going. Atlanta Motorsports Park. This looks like next level.
Yeah. Oh, it's incredible. Top Gear YouTube channel did some laps in 911 GT3 RS.
It exists. Oh, it does exist.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh, and it's got what's you know that supercars track where it's got that thing down the end? No.
Great descriptive there.
It's basically like that, but not as interesting. At the end when it has the long straights parallel.
Yes, I know which one you mean.
Yeah. Oh, Paul, can we get a race spot sanctioned trip here, please?
What we were discussing this track on my stream, twitch.tv/Smileable, and basically we were saying iRacing, please, just as a time trial venue, because it's a little narrow as the track.
Yeah.
So as a time trial venue, because if nothing else, we've got Mount Washington. That's a bit of an outside case. So why not this?
Okay, if we're gonna do some of that, I will say I mentioned Atlanta Motorsports Park. Honestly, highly recommend it because it is awesome. Ooh, I saw red for a second. Something. Okay, yep. No, we're red for a sec. That's fine.
Race results is down. Yep.
This is what we need to come up with.
The elevation change is incredible.
Yes. No.
On this, it's built in a mountain. They basically deleted part of a mountain to build this track.
How
it
do
is
I
incredible.
spell it as well? Magarigawa. There we go. And I just want an onboard. Oh, they have. It's in other sims. So iRacing, come on. There's impetus for you to do it. Now, did they just have a video with a lap? That's all we're really looking for here.
I mean, the last couple of corners, the crest, if there happened to be a car broken down in the middle of the track at that you're done for. It's completely blind. So basically, we've been talking a lot about nothing.
Oh, trust me, that's what we've been doing too.
Well, I mean, we got to see your collection of IndyCar parts. I mean, give it a few more.
Few more years. I'll be able to
few
field
more
the
years,
team.
and you can field a car. Yeah,
exactly. That's the goal. We're going to have Adam Blocker as head engine engineer, or head engineer. We haven't decided exactly if we're going to make him specialize on getting the most power from our engine, because let's be honest, they're all crashed race car parts, so they're not going to be the most aerodynamic.
Yep.
Oh man, I've got to say, and I didn't realize the track map, when you go back down after that little section, you just got a wall on your left-hand side.
Oh yeah.
And now you're going to have shadows, aren't you, as you have the right-hander uphills.
Yeah. So yeah, yeah, that is certainly something. Is that track? It's incredible.
Vince Cusi saying the driver has to focus on track usage. He is talking, by the way, as well, so give him a bit of credit as he learns probably a track driving a Porsche GT3 RS. I mean, come on, give him a bit of slack.
I've had a ride in the previous version of the RS. Oh my god!
I think this is the OG.
The launch control on that thing is incredible.
It is the OG. Good shout from Chris Shorter. By the way, Chris, since you're in YouTube chat, are you now officially part of Shera Esports? Have you left Impulse? I was kind of wondering that on Sunday. You know, Paul, when you see a driver in a team that you've never seen them before and you're going, oh, when did that happen? Yeah.
Happens to me all the time because nobody talks to me, apparently. They all talk to you.
Here we go. This is Atlanta Motorsports Park for people that are curious. Ooh, that's loud. I have volume control.
Yeah. But anyway, I am going to go back because Jack is sat
Okay, you go.
in the Discord server. But I thought I'd just come and save you for 5-10 minutes.
Absolutely, it was great to chat
And
with
save
you,
my
Paul.
sanity as well.
From Jack as well.
Anyway, speak soon.
Paul
Take care,
Smith.
everybody. Twitch.tv/Smileable. Thank you.
Go watch him too. Let's not forget he'll be driving. We'll just be commentating and looking at all of it. But here, yeah, just look. This is out of turn 3-4. I mean, you're basically straight out of this right-hander trying to get straight. And I've got to say, let me see if I can pause it. So our commentary booth was, where's my pen gone? Break it out again. I'll do the story time. That was where we were sat. I will be completely honest in saying most of the time we were just watching straight here at how sideways they kept getting, because it crests off almost as you get to the top of the hill. Top of the corner, I say. It's not really a hill, right? But you're just trying to track out track limits. Let's not... It's good. Paul's not here. Paul would have plenty to say. And this section's so cool. I'm going to pause it in a little bit as well. Oh, man, car sliding around on you. And then from our commentary position, basically, we'd see the cars, not right here, half a second later, coming over the crest of the hill. And, there's my mouse gone again, too many screens. Right here, you'd be able to tell who turned in too early, who turned in at the right time. And honestly, man, it was so cool. And then out of here, down it goes. And it's foot to the floor. Like, they were only allowed 60% throttle, so, you know, maybe if it was 100% throttle, there would have been a little lifting. But these guys, once they got their tires warm, it was meh. There's a motorcycle gearbox they've got in these cars as well. I'm too tall, by the way. I'm too tall to fit in one of these Radical SR1s, so that's my excuse for not being good enough in them. Yeah. Honestly, though, like, I cannot tell you just how cool the entire experience was. Let's go watch day 2. It's the shortest video. So while we're waiting, the Radical SR1 looks really, really cool. Radical SR3, they had that on track. That looks even more fun.
I want to talk a little bit about what all this means. I just want to kind of preface all this with...
Danny, I've got yours queued up, by the way, next. Ascari track.
Racing that was really traumatic was...
I am 6'5" to answer the question.
And I was first time I ever experienced death at a racetrack. And my best friend Tony Rana lost his life in 2003 at IMS. It happens. Dangerous sport. This isn't like every sport where you can rest for a point or sit down on the bench or just relax. This is a life and death sport. Physical preparation is critical. Reduces your risk of injury, recover faster, it might save your life. So all these areas that we tested today are just...
At the end of the day as well, you know, this might sound like really harsh stuff to be saying, but these are sim racers going into race cars for the first time. Needs to be said.
Outside of the car. They should be really good at all sorts of activities. That's my advice to you. Everyone has some work to do here, so I think based on these reports, you know, you kind of know where you need to target.
I am surprised.
Jen Moxley was on her phone probably messaging me as we were trying to figure out what we're doing on the broadcast, who we're interviewing and all of that. Oh.
And certain drivers don't have any G-force.
There was a lot of back and forth trying to figure out what's going on.
And so, I mean, I'm impressed.
Randy Pope's really cool dude. There's Garrett Lowe. There's Lauren. Zero. Getting ready to go. Those jackets look very comfy, which was needed because on the final day it was cold. We got to the track the final day and it was below freezing.
Starting today with a track walk. We're looking at Atlanta Motorsports Park, and we're just going to stand on each corner. We're going to drive there and talk about...
Yeah, let's go look at this lap because I've been wanting... I saw the track map and I was very curious about it. Oh, bam, clatter over the curb. So technically, have you already started the lap here? I think so. So it's medium speed left-hander. Got to get it to the left because you're immediately back to the right. There's a cone that he uses as the reference for the braking on the left. Now, this is a GT3 RS, so it's still a road car. That's why he coasted it in a little bit more. Oh, that roar. Turn it up. Yeah, you can tell that even though it's a GT3 RS, there was a little bit of sluggishness. Now, that one turned in nicely, though. Bam, onto the power. The final section looks quite interesting, so I'm curious about that now. Is this where Jimmy came to drive? Okay, then I have seen this before. Okay, I've seen that video. Looks pretty cool. And is this banked? No, not really. Kinda. Oh, but you're straight. Oh, that's a fun corner. That's a proper track. That's a pretty cool track, all things considered. Yeah. I'm a fan of it. Wayne, yes, sorry, excuse me. We saw the video of you, actually, I think at Prodigy Week, we were talking about it, some of the clips on social media. It's great that we have some more of these things happening, and, you know, we've got Max technically flying the flag for us, Formula One. I'm calling him a sim racer. I really just am. And then there's a bunch of other people, of course, who are doing it through all the other levels as well. So it is good to see. So I have just been told I'm getting a Cloudflare error, unfortunately, when I try and load up the actual forum message. But I have been informed that there is a slight issue. So let's go see if we can pull up the forum thread. Where are we sitting? Practice to race server transition issue with rain ready cars in official series. Now, is that going to mean that we just skip practice? Yes. Pre-race practice server assignment has been disabled. I'm seeing that in the forums when I look at the main page. Here, I'll get that up for you. Ooh, here we go. It's up. We're actively working to address an issue. So that's when you're in the practice server and you're waiting to go to the race server. And so what they've done is it's basically like special events. When you're waiting for a special event, often if you're not the one that's registered the car and you're just there waiting to go, then you can't. So I think this sounds like we will probably end up being live sooner rather than later. If that's the one of the few blockers that they have found, that seems like something that they should be able to get sorted in the background for tomorrow and for the day after. A lot of software engineering is about triaging like this anyway, so yeah. That was at 12:26. That was going on 13 minutes ago. What is the Week 13 schedule? What are we going to be trying to cover here on RaceSpotTV? Is that even here? Where do I find that? And the forums are definitely unstable. Matt Hollower joins us in the chat. Hello, Matt. Very unstable, it would seem, at least for the time being. be honest, I don't use the new forums very much, so yeah, let's get that off the screen. How about that? Let's keep watching Racing
of
Prodigy.
driving cars tied into
In the
this
meantime.
racetrack.
Why low speed corner are very important is because
That's
you
Max
stay in
Pappas,
the
by the way,
corner for a
who had to
long time.
leave
Usually, when I start,
after
I
the
focus
second
on
day
high
because
speed,
he
I
had to
want
go
do
coach
great,
William
or is
Byron
it-
for the
but you are in a
NASCAR
corner for such a
finale
short
at
amount of time
Phoenix.
that you cannot
So
make
Connor
enough out of
Zilic.
this list.
Yes, that Connor
But
Zilic.
if you're in the corner, in the low speed corner, you
The
might
Daytona
be
24
5
winner for
seconds
LMP2
into the
class
point of the race.
filled in,
the
so
high
it was
speed
pretty
corner,
cool to
maybe
see.
second. What you can gain or lose in a place like this is a lot more. So I would start focusing. If this is the slowest car to the track, that would be my number one focus to start.
Coach, talk to me and let the viewers on YouTube stream around the world know what we're preparing for and what's getting ready to
Andrew
happen.
Carbonell.
Yeah, so the drivers are finally going to go out on the racetrack for the first time this week in the SR1s, and we're going to prepare them for.
I think the forums
how
might
the-
actually
how the rest of
officially
the
be
event will
down
go,
right now.
So these cars record data, they record video, and when the driver comes in, we're able to pull that from the car, put it into a computer, and go over their session lap by lap, corner by corner. How hard did he brake? When did you go to throttle? Where'd you turn? Right, we can start to kind of pick apart a lap and give them the best way to do it and the most efficient way and the fastest way to go about it.
Those SR1s looked cool. They really
State
do.
of mind is everything. So I've done like 18 and a half hours of a 24-hour race, right? And the NASCAR race is, 4 hours. But the first time you get in and do one, I remember the first time I did an oval race, I felt like E.T. in the river after. And it was just because I wasn't comfortable. And you're hanging on tight, you're just using all this energy. But when you feel relaxed, and let it flow, you're not using the energy. And, let the driver
That's good
forever.
advice in general, to be honest. Don't be too stressed. Relax. Let it flow. Yeah, Zero's parents came over as well. It was really cool to see. Yeah, the Blast, of course, trying the Radical out. And across we had 2 days effectively of actual on-track sessions, because the first day was they did their physical assessment, a bunch of media little things, autocross, a skid pan, and then some karting. So there was no time for them to go on track. So 2 days of basically full days of being on track. We had 2 spins. That was it. Pretty minor incidents. They were pushing for most of the 3 days as well. So it's a cool track. Love it. I just have to try and figure out how I can chop a couple of inches off so that I can fit into one of those cars, and we can convince them to let me go out and try it out, because that's what we want to do. Let the commentator go out and talk silly nonsense about what's going on. So what time is it in parts of Europe right now? Are we up? Is iRacing up? Is iRacing up? iRacing's loading for me. Ladies and gentlemen, here you go. I think we might be ready. I've got the right music for the mood right now, too. It's 10 p.m. for Danny Silly Shabo. Oh, we're not quite there yet. Not quite there, it would seem. The maintenance site, member site was, I don't even know if that was always in maintenance mode, to be honest. It's up. It officially says iRacing UI no longer in maintenance mode. And ladies and gentlemen, we are officially in the sim. Let's go straight ahead. Let's go find what we're going to go watch. We're going to officials. How do we go to the race guide view? Here we go. So who knows what's raining, guys? Like what series shall we go and watch? I mean, it's in the name. Wet and Wild? Okay. When does the race start then? And I've got to make sure, by the way, you're going to lose sight of my face. Wonderful face, whatever you want to call it. Because we'll get iRacing up on both of my computers as well. Spa, Wet and Wild. That seems like number one. What else are you feeling like watching? That actually has rain. To be clear, that is a prerequisite for us to be showcasing it here today. Funny forecast. Okay, so we got a couple of different things. That's the Nordschleife today with GT3 machines. It would. You got GT3s at a Toyota GR86 randomly. Okay, that sounds great. What else are we looking at? I think those are the main two ones. Let's go and spectate then. Officials. Might take a bit to just pop up. Next. Let's go. Should we go to the prototype Spa one first, or should we go? That one seems to have a lot more people ready to go. Oh, it's already popped. We're going to watch a race, ladies and gentlemen. Well, now the main issue here is that iRacing's not loading on my second computer, but we will go and we will watch with one computer. That is totally fine. You best believe it. Now, we'll get you in the mood for where we're going. It's not going to probably be the appropriate weather conditions, so just bear that in mind. But here, we're showing you a lot behind the scenes here today. Much more than maybe we anticipated we would do. With the lengthy rain delay that we've had. We can officially call this a rain delay. And so let's go over to... That's not the right thing. There you go. No. No. There we go. We're going to Spa. I think we're going to Spa at least. Aiden Young from the Precision Racing League says it's 3:45 for him. So East Coast of the US. Checking in with us. So we are jumping into the sim. Now I do unfortunately have to tell you ahead of time that it's not going to look like that once we go racing. It is going to be a little bit more wet, a little bit more slippery. Should be fun. And we'll get the paint spun up in just a few moments' time and get the cars out on track. Boy, how excited are you all to get rain finally on iRacing? It's been a while in the making, of course. Only coming to a handful of cars, limited subset initially, but I'm sure we will increasingly see the rollout as we move forward, and sooner rather than later, you are going to be able to drive on most of your cars, and most of your preferred cars, with the AI, with all sorts of cars and track combinations, and that's hopefully what we're looking forward to. I am, by the way, now officially in on both my computers, so if you're having issues connecting to iRacing, then hello. Get a chance to just reset yourself and reconnect. Again, week 13. Bound to be a few gremlins in the system. SimSpeed, I'm sure that's Jay Kennedy behind the scenes saying that we are bound to see some new B-rolls for the production team behind the scenes having to dial in and get sorted. One benefit that we will have, at least here today, is that there is qualifying for us, so we will get the chance to actually see the drivers out there on track, and there they go. Qualifying is underway, and boy, is this going to be a fascinating sight. We're going to have LMP2s. We're going to have the GTPs as well. We've got some strong names out there that will be doing battle, so keep an eye on them. We'll get the paints, as I mentioned, up on screen sooner rather than later. Trading Paints will do its magic behind the scenes. So, we have got some learning to do here on RaceSpotTV. What's that learning you may have? You may wonder, well, the first thing to learn is if we jump on board with one of these cars and we pull up a graphic on them. Right now, we do not see a wet weather tire graphic, so we will get that change as soon as we can. but I can tell you that at least my timing screen letting me know that wet tires for Mike Partington. Williams Esports driver. Can see the, oh, look at the puddles up at the top of Radion. Oh, it's beautiful. It's lovely. We're going to have fun with this one. I have an inkling. The feature as a whole already looks pretty interesting to me. And this race, you know, the drivers that we've got will get a pretty good sense for exactly how it all is going to fare on out. Oh, it's just having to be so tentative. Oh, love it. Strength of field for this, by the way, 3,000. So even though the sim only up for a handful of moments, and enough time for plenty of strong drivers to jump in and get themselves into the mix. Also, by the way, I'm sure having to manage the hybrid system, something that the likes of Michele Costantini in the Dallara LMP2 machine, probably not having to do. Let's jump on board. It's not looking too wet right now in terms of windshield wiper needing to work. Whoa! Michele! Son! Saves it just about. So continues to work around. 5 minutes left in this qualifying session. We're just going to keep watching Michele for a little bit. He's the car furthest around on track so far, and I think he'll give us the best indication of what we're going to end up seeing. You can see the spray. My FPS up not too harmed with just one car out on track, but that's just the one. Into last source, tentative, to say the very least. Now, how committed through Eau Rouge? Oh, Michele! He aquaplaned for a second there. Oh, my excitement levels, I think, going to have to calm down slightly at some point. Probably not anytime soon. Loving it. So, just so you are aware, we're going to be using this as a bit of a chance for us to test, of course, our graphic systems as well. So, as we find out some stuff, don't be surprised if things are changing on the screens in front of you, and if occasionally things will disappear. I say that because bam, there they go. Disappear from the screen. Again, big shout out to our team at ATVO for getting ready with all of this functionality before iRacing had even dropped the feature. And of course, big credit to iRacing for making it possible too. It's going to be interesting to see how we get to slowly work through the foibles of broadcasting these races, understanding how to present the information to you, the viewer, in the most sensible way possible. One thing that we will have are some new tools moving forward, so we'll hope to be able to dial you in through them sooner rather than later. Kaylee works around to the line though. Already has seen another LMP2 car set a time, and there we go. We get the wet compound mark on the graphic. We'll see more and more of that as RaceSpot continues to see more of these races. But can I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that left side of your screen, tire compounds show up. That's not what is important. It is instead the gaps at the front, and we're still waiting for GTP times to be faster than the LMP2's. Costantini with a 2:18.842. He's almost a full 5 seconds quicker than the best of the GTP machines. Here's the Williams Esports driver, Alexander Spetz. In these conditions, could the hybrid, if anything, be a slight disadvantage? Jaden Munoz has a 2:19.1, still 0.3 slower than Costantini. On board with Spetz, working hard at the wheel. Oh, don't touch those curbs. Being very, very tentative. So right now, you know, every time we jump on board one of these drivers, we don't really see a windshield wiper really being worked too hard. There's a Porsche, by the way. Great to see Bram Mirlo flying the flag for the 963, but we're not seeing the windshield wiper. Is that something that we will see once we get to the start? Multiple cars out on track at the very same time. It's kind of what we're hoping for, isn't it? About 80 seconds left in this qualifying session for drivers to set times onto the board. If you're curious what the speed differential is, there's a look at Manfredotti, who did seem a little bit more quick on the entry in towards Blanchimont, final corner of the lap. Short time, drivers will get to finish the lap that they're on, and not much beyond that. Our weather graphics, by the way, not really going to give you the information that maybe you would like to understand. We're still trying to figure out how best to dial that in for you. No precipitation right now in the air, and that's why I think we're not seeing the wipers at work. As here we go, more times onto the board. Spets to second, almost 3 seconds off of his teammate, Jaden Munoz. But short time to set times, with most drivers running towards the bus stop chicane. Not even a bus stop anymore, is it? Still, in my heart, lives on by that name. There's Barry Arends. Improves in time, but not in position. 7th, the LMP2 class, and that is going to be it. And this is what we were saying, right? Give us a bit on the production side to update ourselves, because we go from these wonderful shots of a gloomy Ardennes to suddenly it looking a lot more shiny. We'll quickly run you down through a starting grid. I don't know if they're going to have a standing start here or if it will be a rolling start for the 15 minutes that lie ahead. But either way, it's bound to be full of drama. The first time we'll know what the rain is all about. And well, I think it's really hard to tell too much from qualifying, let's be completely honest. But Williams Esports looking pretty good. All clad in the Williams Esports Fanatec colors. It's Munoz, it's Partington, it's Spets, 1, 2, and 3. Luke Peters in the fiercely forward yellow and black entry, 4th, with Hannes Hofbauer hoping for a happy meal alongside Justin Alonso in 5th and 6th positions. 7th for Matty Chambers, 8th for Bram Mirlo, as mentioned, in one of the non-Acuras. Also good, of course, to see Cadillacs in the field as well. Alex Eshefste alongside Patrick Bedouin, and then Alvaro Vega, Aaron Brown at the back of your GTP class, along with Timothy Nicodemus. LMP2s, Michele Costantini, almost 2.5 seconds quicker than Vincent Osem, and then Oriol Serrat, Ollie Peacock share row 2. Sheikh Kadir, Lorenzo Manfredotti, 5th and 6th positions, with Barry Arends, Brandon Fick, and then Arnaud Denot through your top 9. Now, relatively small field, but as mentioned, there was only one split for this first race since the build went live. I get the sense that we may have missed out on maybe some bigger fields. We've got some big names, that's for sure, and we'll see some big action. LMP2, I think, probably going to be a dark horse in many ways to come out on top. 15 minutes of racing, and based on times, Michele Costantini, fastest of them all. He'll start behind all of the GTP contenders, let's not forget. Should be an interesting start for him. Rain lights all flashing as well. My FPS holding steady. As away, we're ready to go. So after this, haven't quite figured out what's on the agenda. I think maybe we'll go over to the Nordschleife. Let us know if you agree, disagree, want us to see something slightly different. Oh, we got body parts flying. Not quite sure what was going on there, but LMP2 is going to give a bit of a gap to the GTPs. Ooh, Jaden Munoz has taken a tow back to pit lane. And look at all the standing water on the track as well. Very difficult to actually try and figure out where you'd want to run. And I think that's why we saw such a delta in times, with drivers not really having the time to try and adapt and figure things out on the fly. For the first time on RaceSpotTV, there's rain in the air. There is the chance that you could mix things up and start on the dry tires. How crazy would you really be to do that? Let's find out. Underway we are. And chaos already. There's a car off and into the grass as we come up in towards La Source for the first time of asking. Costantini's going to be challenged, bottom of your screen, as they've got a spinner to navigate through on the run through turn 1. That was Timothy Nicodemus that had the dry compound tires that had his little bit of a spin. And as we run down in through Eau Rouge to the top of Radion, chaos at the top of the hill. That was Hans Hofbauer. No happy meal for him. Instead, he parks and has his chicken McNuggets on the side of the track. Costantini's already to the back of the GTP field. And as they fight for the lead between Williams Esports teammates at the front, was there any other expectation but chaos through the pack? Bottom of your screen, jump on board with Ollie Peacock, a spin in towards Malmedy. They navigate through safely. That's a Alvaro Vega that's parked off the side of the track. And now Ollie Peacock's got nowhere to go as Luke Peters goes around. And now Peacock straight into the gravel. May have misjudged his braking. Not quite sure what happened to him. 1 and 2 clear up front. Costantini, small mistake, maybe checking up for all of the chaos. He's dropped behind Vincent Osem, no longer your race leader. Behind them, almost 2 wide, 2 rows deep. They all sorted out. GTPs, LMP2s starting to overlap. In terms of FPS, Jay Kennedy asked the question, doing all right? Oh no, the Porsche spins, and now we'll have to watch as the LMP2s start to filter on through. Costantini the long way around on Patrick Baudouin as he tries to hunt down the race leader. I'm already loving this. It's great. Maybe I'm just loving the change, though, to be completely fair. Front of the field. Partington Spets going to put the pressure onto each other. And he'd assume windshield wipers at work here. It should be quite fun. Now, oh, look how much spray there is. Osem's made a mistake, by the way. Costantini's through to the lead. And they're 3 wide out of the final quarter. Luke Peters has another spin back of the shot. Side by side for second now as Manfred Doty gets past. Where's Costantini gone? He's gone off the track. Right. So replays abound, I have no doubt about that. Oh no, oh no, 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 no. Oh! Justin Alonso stationary. We cycle past him safely. So, okay, Michele just goes nowhere in the braking zone. That's what happens to him. This is the first of many replays as they're 3 wide off the corner. And now just keep watching. Just keep watching. Let's keep with it because I think they were 3 wide at some point over the top of the hill. The seas part and Moses slips on through. Never, as a saying, felt more apt. Right, here we go with the replays. Turn 1, lap 1. Keep a corner bottom eye of your screen, by the way, because they're still having lots of fun. That's the dry tires, by the way. Straight, no grip, into the wall. Eau Rouge and Radion. Difficult on lap 1. Treacherous on lap 1. In some cases. Oh, man. That should have been a whole lot worse, if we're being honest. Then the quite stunning gold livery just gets tagged as there's another one having small issues. I think that was the 11. Alex, no, excuse me, it was not. Can't read the numbers apparently on the side of the car. It was the 16 of Aaron Brown. And then Costantini slips on through. And then somewhere in that sequence, he loses the lead as well. This is what happens to Luke Peters, by the way, if you're a Peters fan. It was on the curb. And then more contact. Ollie Peacock nowhere to go. Mile-a-minute replays. Mile-a-minute action. Front of the field, it's Alexander Spets that now takes the advantage. Take a look at the 2 Williams cars. Whoa, bit of a wiggle. So now the spray seems to be flickering in and out for us on the broadcast view. Maybe it's not too bad, given there's not too much actual rain. Outside line for second place. No chance to cut back underneath. And there, instantly, you see the standing water spring its head back into existence. I'm talking while also trying to build a graphic for dry compound tires, because I didn't think that anyone was actually going to be able to, was going to take the risk, I should say, to run those here today. But at least one driver has, and maybe it would be good for us to be able to pick the various different ones apart. Check in with Costantini, by the way, because LMP2 lead is pretty close. There is a car between them. So Ollie Peacock, one lap down, took damage, is still fighting. We'll have some fun, that's for sure. So as we ride, with Manfred Doty in towards Lefania. There you see a comparison of the sector times. One of the new things that we're looking forward to being able to showcase here on RaceSpotTV. Expect to see that a little bit more in the future. Is Ollie Peacock going to pull driver's right-hand side? Yes, he is indeed. And through goes Manfred Doty. We'll check back in with those up front. See how they're standing for the time being. They're not really pushing the issue, to be completely fair to them. I think they recognize that at this time. Still figuring things out, and it's more likely to be determined by who doesn't make a mistake than who drives fastest between two teammates that are probably relatively evenly matched at the end of the day. Side by side, please. Let's go. Backs out of it, does Mike Partington, and switches it back. The lack of grip is evident. Alexander Spets is just all over the shop. He's giving it a go, though. I mean, you've at least got to give him that. Defensive lines being run, and you can run a little bit more aggressive, I guess, when you've got a teammate that you can trust. That's one thing that I can probably say for sure. No one's going to try a pass at Pouon, right? Right. Aaron Brown gets past further up through the field. Again, reminder of... Apologies for the technical issues. Having some connection issues with our feed to YouTube. We've switched flags, we've switched computers around, and we should now hopefully have coverage uninterrupted for you. As 6 minutes left to go in this first wet race on RaceSpotTV. We continue just to watch the battles at the front. Ooh, Michele Costantini's having to fight with a GTP car. He leads by about 2 seconds over Manfred Doty, Osem Kadir, and then Serrat, the rest of the top 5 in the class. And just see on corner exit, the hybrid, if anything, a bit of a detraction in power down for the GTP that Costantini fights with. You can see the rain on the windshield. Italian working hard. Whoa, again. You can hear how he's stabbing at the throttle. Not quite sure. Not quite confident at any point. Back up front. Let's check out the two teammates. Effectively no gap between them, but it's about a quarter of a second. You can see that behind a little bit quicker each time by. At the crucial points, not going to be able to take advantage. As ever, by the way, you've got to appreciate the sponsor focus and the Duracell logo right on display there. Come back around. I think because we're doing about 2:10s for your leaders, probably still looking at 2 laps to go. And that goes for Costantini, for Manfredotti as well. 4 minutes left on that clock. Now, hold on a second here. That camera angle doesn't really give it to us. The number on the front of Michele's car is slightly off keel. I think that's because he's put the IMSA number, the IMSA boards, when we don't have the IMSA numbers technically on. So that's what's happening there. There is side-by-side, and into La Source. This for 4th position, Kadir and Serrat. Now you can run wide, but be careful on those curbs when they get slippery. Jaden Munoz has had an issue. Not sure what happened to him, but he's marked as out on the left side of the screen. Might just have hit an incident limit in these 15-minute races. Track limits, by the way, very much more a suggestion than anything else right now. You look at the leaders, they're trying to stay as much on the tarmac as possible, but even there your leader Spets pushes a little bit wide. There's so much standing water on the curve. That's half of the danger about them, by the way. I'm transfixed by a YouTube message that we've just seen. I've been meaning to tell you the front of the Duracell is neither orange or brown, it's copper, as in the copper top battery. Now, whenever Williams Esports elect to have a Duracell car in special events, I look forward to shutting down Lewis McLeod, who has no sense of colors. As, ooh, we've had drama. There's a car in pit lane and is missing the entirety of its front clip. One more lap to go then here. White flag in hand for Barney the Flagman. What in the heavens happened there? Here we go. Let's take a look. Ooh, okay. Yeah, don't do that. No, don't do that. You can't blame the rain for that, unfortunately. That can happen in the dry as well. I know, I'm speaking from experience. He wasn't the only driver, by the way, to have issues. What happened to Matty Chambers? Ooh, synchronized issue just moments after. It happens. Leaders coming up to the top then of Malmedy. One final time for them. On board with Parsington. Defensive there from Spets. He's gone wide. No chance up the inside. Now, identical liveries in every sense, by the way. They did not make it easy for us here on RaceSpotTV. You don't want to compromise your lines too much right now. Contact between the two. Partington sent it, that's for sure. I mean, they've given it as good as they've got. They definitely haven't held anything back. A question I really have now. I hope they come and join us potentially for a quick chat. I would love to get their impressions on everything. I think next up, by the way, we might be due. Trying to take a look at the schedule that we've got going on. We might be returning straight back here to Spa, so just keep that in mind. But the first of our rain races is Williams Esports 1 and 2, but Alexander Spets has done just enough, dealing with the challenging conditions to the best of his ability, winning by 7/10 over his teammate. And then here comes Michele Costantini. Look at that helmet as well, by the way. A lot of effort goes into making a helmet look as good as that. And here he comes. You know what I'm going to do? Michele, find him on Discord. TeamSpeak now. Let's see if he comes and joins us. We'll get final cars to the line. That was the wrong button to hit. That was the right button to hit, though. There are some of the stragglers, if you were curious. Technically, that was, I think, by the way, the very first official iRacing rain race. Unofficial, official, whatever you want to call it, but it goes into the record books, that's for sure. Final cars will come to the line. We'll grab a look at the results, and then we'll start to slide our focus on over to a second race here at Spa and see what more we can learn. I think there's plenty to be drawn, that is for sure. We'll have the chance to potentially get him in with us sooner rather than later. Also trying to now register for that next session on my other computer, all as we wait for the final driver to cross the line. Here we go. There's a look at the results. And by the way, it is officially Williams Esports Duracell Copper, but Williams Esports Playseat confirmed as still orange for the record. Spets Partington 1 and 2, and then Alex Echeveste in third, Aaron Brown, Patrick Baudouin, and then Hannes Hofbauer, first car 1 lap down. And again, that was just a handful of some of the drivers that we got to see. We'll scroll through the names. At the end of the day, these results are effectively meaningless. And so we will just look forward to seeing what the next race has got in store for us, because that should be hopefully even more competitive. And I wonder if we'll see some of these drivers as well, if they'll make their way on over. Quick look at LMP2 results 2, or as it's called in iRacing, Dallara P217. Not much to say. Costantini victorious, and hopefully Costantini joining us soon. In fact, Michele, I can see, has joined us now. Michele, do we have a copy with you?
Yeah, we do. Hello.
Copy. Michele, I mean, that looked like a lot of fun. It looks like you also turned on iRacing and went straight into the rain. Is that appropriate?
With this little rain, it's doable. I would say if it was a little bit more wet, it would have been a bit harder, but it was a ton of fun, honestly.
What did you learn from that race? I mean, be honest.
So first thing is that I'm running pretty low graphics, probably compared to like everyone, and it was pretty hard to spot the dry line compared to the wet line. I probably have to turn up some graphics to show that. So it was pretty hard to like figure out the line. But after you drive, even without seeing it, you kind of understand where it is, where the grip is, and it's all a matter of basically understanding where the grip is in the wet. It's quite fun.
Does that mean that a pleb like me might have a chance? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, you're a great driver, Arjuna. So.
You flattered me. Are you going to go race in the next one again, like right now?
Yeah, for sure. As much experience as I can get early on, the better it is.
So first impressions, though, Michele, I'm guessing positive. And of course, by the way, you had to go for the Dallara LMP2 car, right?
Yeah, it's my favorite to drive, so it was a no-brainer.
No-brainer. Well, Michele, thanks for coming and having a quick chat with us. Enjoy the rest of your experimentation, and hope we see more of you on RaceSpot in this coming week.
Thanks to you. Hello, everyone. Bye-bye.
Michele Costantini jumping in for a quick chat and hopefully getting ready to go in quick order as well, because, yeah, like I mentioned, we're already set for the next of those races. We're joining into the top split of the next field. And then after that, we might go over to the Nordschleife and see how things are going to go there, because there was no scheduled race at the Nordschleife for the next 40 minutes or so. So we instead started to flip the plan, made our way back on over here to Spa-Francorchamps, albeit not with those sort of conditions. I can promise you that. Live look in. Oh, it looks great. This one... Is it just my eye, or is this also a little bit more gray, a little bit more gloomy? Our weather conditions hopefully will pop up on screen now. Don't give us the actual rain settings, but 94% humidity does indicate, plenty of that cover to be concerned about. So who's in this one? Well, there's plenty of names out there and qualifying right now. There, Owen Carroll. Jaden Munoz has made his way over as well. Matt Farrow, Jonas Wanner, Elliot Veyron, Sam Michaels, who's interestingly, it would seem, At least our paints haven't turned quite on yet, so maybe it just hasn't loaded yet. Not in one of those Movano CrowdStrike entries, so see if that changes sooner rather than later. LMP2s, Kevin Burrell, I see him. One of the IndyCar community's own. Trying to figure out what livery that is. Have absolutely no idea. And we've got a Porsche Esports Super Cup driver, Oscar Pai, in the LMP2 class, so we'll get another good sense of LMP2 versus GTP, where the running order stacks up and how it will all play out. So qualifying underway. In this case, by the way, we only have the one iRacing to work through. So many of you are flooding the iRacing servers that we can't get our second computer into the mix and into the business. So we'll probably be somewhat limited on the replays of things, but it's good then when you catch them live as Oscar Pai slides off wide and into the grass. There's Jaden Munoz in one of the Acuras. Here, though, in the Apex Racing Team car is Owen Carroll. Let's jump on board with him. Now let's ride for the lap. Oh, how tentative do you want to be on throttle? Answer is yes. Let it run through the gears. Oh, he hit a puddle for a sec. Now watch the line he takes as you continue to climb to the top of the camel here. Brakes well before that curb, which is your braking point traditionally in the dry. Avoids the curbs on either side and the standing water that sits there as well. You can hear him keeping it in second. Oh, Owen. Bam into the wall. Switching our attention to Sam Michaels instead, who's just come up to the top of the same complex. So we'll be able to basically ride from the same perspective. And now that our paint machine is working, he is indeed in one of those Movano cars. Oh, look how much wider he went, just trying to search for the line. Be careful here on the transition back over to the racing line. He's a bit more tentative on power down. I mean, hard at work to say the very least. How does it look from off board? Not too bad. Down towards Pouon. Rolls that speed through. You can see the splash as he ran through a puddle there as well. So iRacing's clearly done a decent job of also placing those elements of standing water on the surface of the track, not just in those pockets where it can pool on the curbs. Let's go to Sebring. Let's go to Sebring for the 12-hour race, and I can't wait. Let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, that an LMP2 car, if it was raining for the entire 12 hours, based on what we're seeing today, it might not be inconceivable to say that it could very well be in contention to win overall. I think the last time that we had a GT car win... GT car win in IMSA overall. Was it Petit Le Mans 2015 with the Porsche? It probably was, if we're being honest, but, you know... Let's hope for constant rain. That's all I will say. This time, though, time's a bit more close. Jaden Munoz 2:18.6. Sam Michaels going to be about 2 seconds off of that, but faster than Scott, his brother. Victor Wolfson is 2:18.3. So he's still 0.3 quicker than Munoz. So goes to show just how quick you can be around here with these cars. Who else are we waiting for to come towards the line? Who will be next actually to be able to get a time onto the board? The 13 machine of Alessandro Romanelli that's into the LaFagna now. Very careful not to get onto the curb there, you could see. Oh, be careful there with the AstroTurf. He got a bit confident there, you know. He indeed is going to be the next car to the line. Alan Albert running behind him, and then the 14 machine of Victor Wolfson to get his second time on the board. So LMP2 car is going to get their times in before GTP's done and dusted. Through the gears, no lock of the brakes, a little bit wide. Trying to cut it back and slice it to the line. A 2:18.3 to beat. It's a 2:18.6. Not bad. Not bad at all. There's the provisional pole sitter, though. He finds more speed. A full second. Wolfson to his 2:17.1. To Ilkka Happila, GTP driver in the Orion Racing Team machine. He's in the Cadillac. Sound of that motor, by the way, spectacular. Valentin Boney's just gone to second in an Acura. Now Ilkka Happila definitely not going to challenge based on that time. Can Jaden Munoz find some more speed? He breaks into the 18s, but barely, by 0.03 of a second. It's a 17.9, albeit it doesn't end up counting, does it? No, it does not. Intriguingly, he must have gone wide at some point. And that's going to mark session complete and in the books. Loving following these drivers around in those qualifying sessions. Watching them individually. Especially knowing there's a little less chaos for us to work through. Let's quickly just see the grid, and then we'll see them roll their way off for the starting formation. Jaden Munoz, Valentin Boney front row, Sam and Scott Michaels on that second row in a pair of matching Acuras, albeit one forgetting the livery to be wrapped for today. Jonas Wanner, Ilkka Happila, 5th and 6th positions respectively. 7th for Owen Carroll, Matt Farrow, Elliot Veyron, Luke Peters, and then Josh Ladd make up the rest of the field. So that's the starting formation in the GTPs. You go down to the LMP2s, and it's Victor Wolfson, Alan Albert on the front row, and 2 seconds splitting them. Michael Kolik and Kevin Burrell, second row. Timo Sunanen and Okan Kaglar, 5th and 6th positions. Eduardo Leo, who was really quick in the GTPs in the MC Sports Global Championship, has Oscar Pai alongside. Lewis Balicki, Alessandro Romanelli, Eric Staropoli. Round out the 11 LMP2 machines that get ready to go fast. Dustin Ollis says, have they tried going faster? You know what, Dustin? I think they might have. Might just have tried it. We'll see. We will see indeed. Now, where's my yellow pen gone? Yellow pen, where art thou? There's some standing water there. It looks pretty dry, though, the rest of the surface, right? Like, none of this all looks pretty dry. Doesn't look particularly slippery. Maybe there's not too much for these drivers to be concerned about. Although I think in this case, hopefully everyone is going to elect to go for the dry compound of tire. Off and away they pull. LMP2 car's now ready to roll. So left side of the screen. Eduardo Leo starting on pit lane, the only driver not with the tire indicated. And so I think everyone is indeed on the wets here today. We saw the lack of grip on the dry tire into turn 1 in that previous race. Happens here in part 2. Some of the drivers filtered their way on over from that first race to the second one of week 13. Ready to go. Single file out of the bus stop we go with the GTPs. And onto the power. Jaden Munoz gets us underway. There's a good, decent amount of spray up towards La Source. Now, who chickens out? 3 wide? No one going to chicken out. 4 wide on corner exit. Stay with this camera. Keep an eye on the LMP2s as they filter their way here as well. There's some 3 wide for 4th. Oscar Pai deep under the brakes. He's made up a handful of spots at the start. Passes Kevin Burrell around the outside. Over the top of Radion, though. Here come the GTPs. Big margins up front. Big margins up front as well. Jaden Munoz, does he have a slowdown? Is he trying to have some fun? Could be one, could be the other. Jonas Wanner went off the track for a moment there. No real harm caused by it, though. Race leader in the LMP2 class. Now, there was, without a shadow of a doubt, a slide. Alan Albert as well as Michael Kolick are going to start closing. Jaden Munoz is dropping even further back. He must have a slowdown. He must be feeling the pain from it as well. Might need to try and get a replay then of the run he got over the top of Eau Rouge and Radion potentially. Has he finally been able to stymie the bleeding? I think he might have. Let's see if this will work. Doesn't spin us back in time far enough. So here we go, jump on board. Oh yeah, oh he's going straight. Okay. Now, you tell me, viewers, but that looked okay to me. Seemingly, by the way, everyone still pointed in the right direction across both of our classes. It's a much cleaner opening lap. Are we going to be 3 wide into the chicane? Munoz is having a lunge. Michaels has taken the lead. Owen Carroll trying to fend off Matt Farrow the long way around. As they come back to the line, Spray kicks up once more into turn 1. It's the Movano 7 that leads. Now Michaels tries to go the long way around as well. Run to the field. Movano crowd strike 1-2 momentarily. Scott Michaels tries to squeeze Valentin Boney in that undercut machine. Contact up through Eau Rouge. And my goodness, here we go. Luke Peters has done 2 races on RaceSpotTV today. He's had incidents in both of them. On board with Valentin Boney. And just keep riding on board. High stakes in these rain conditions, let's not forget. And even those further back, not much they could do. Jaden Munoz blindsided over the top of the hill. Bam, bam. You can hear the screeching at the top already. Here's Luke Peters' perspective. And let's be gratuitous, why not? One more. Not enough. And then there was another. I'm glad this is unofficial. Safety ratings, iRatings not impacted. Elliot Veyron leads. Sam Michaels got troubles. Elliot Veyron's down on pit lane 2. Oh no, did they come together? Wow, big drama, and we're spending more time looking at replays than maybe we'd like. Now it gets us to the replay. There we go. Oh, it's Blanchimont. It's going to be scary. That car went airplane mode for a second before its front wheels reconnected with the ground. And now the front end gets reattached. So Owen Carroll, Josh Ladd, front of your field for GTP is now Ladd to the inside in that Williams Esports Chill Blast car. White front end. No white flag being raised there by Carroll. He gets the shove, he gets the slowdown as well for cutting the track, you'd think. And they're both going to slow. They're both going to slow here. Here comes Ilka Happala. What's the line? And through goes Happala. Not at Silverstone, though. Now it's Lewis Pelicki, the one that's having some issues. Oh, no. Oh, and he's pulling that car, isn't he? Oh, that's trouble. I can confirm, ladies and gentlemen, being pointed in the wrong direction, trouble. Let's take a look. He's got blue wheel rims on his car, so maybe it's a punishment for that. They're not quite matching up the Apex Racing green. Got away with it all right. What happened to Elliot Veyron, by the way? You left pit lane and then... Oh no, cold tires. Should we watch that in slow motion? iRacing insurance rates have gone up 5 million% after the release of Rain. We'll have 3 laps, 4 laps, something like that to go at the line. There's the LMP2's backer shot, by the way. Such has been the chaos so far today. I'm hearing, by the way, that there are some people having some issues getting into race servers, so if you're having issues, don't worry, don't get too frustrated. We have more than 20,000 people at this point trying to be connected and whatnot, so it's a lot. There's a lot going on. I get the sense that with that in mind, by the way, the reason I brought that up, this will probably be the last race that we cover. I don't want to add any more load to the servers right now, and I think it's only fair, as much as I'm having fun commentating, broadcasting, let's try and get everyone into the system. Maybe I'll even jump behind the wheel with some of you. The answer to that, by the way, is no, I'm not. If you see my name in an online session, you should send that guy a message going, Arjuna, are you lost? Why aren't you offline with AI? I have taken on a promise that because I don't have the ability anymore to go fast, I'm not losing any I rating. And so someone else can give up the I rating. Officially, by the way, our iRacing meteorologists have decided that this is the ideal condition for racing. We don't need much more weather than this, it turns out, to get drama. Just a sprinkling, a shower. That's all that's required. No move up front as we continue to watch them. I will be honest, guys, that is part of the other reason why I want to close things out here, because I think we're at the point where we started this stream almost 3 hours ago now. I've done some monster broadcasts on RaceSpotTV, but we've got some big things coming up this week. This is how I'm going to spin it. As Josh Ladd pokes his way to the inside and doesn't commit, let's not forget there was contact the last time the move was tried up here at the top of the Camel. What you should do instead is this Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Come join us on the Porsche Twitch channel for the Porsche Esports Carrera Cup Canada. Yes, Porsche Esports Canada. It's going to be good. We're going to have both the Carrera Cup and the Sprint Challenge, about 2 hours of broadcasting, 2 races, 2 qualifying sessions, and with GT4s and 992 machines. So that's part 1 of our Porsche doubleheader this weekend. And then on Sunday, the latest round of the Porsche Esports Carrera Cup Deutschland, as we bring that platform to Road Atlanta. Should be a lot of fun there. And that's the final championship round before the season finale. Top 12 in points are locked in for that round. It's going to be a 3-race special, and 25,000, is it euros? 25,000 euros on the line. Josh Ladd out a little bit wide. It's a little bit wiggly as well through the Fanya a couple of times. Fighting behind as well. Teemu Suunanen, Alan Albert. Suunanen in the Havu car. Albert in that orange and blue entry. Havu, of course, with those green and grayish colors on that car. Let's jump on board, I tell you what. Not too much spray right now. When's it going to kick into gear? It does seem as though, right, different parts of the track do have different spray levels, and so that's something that visually we're seeing. And right there, it kicks in a little bit more, right, as there's clearly a little bit more pockets of puddles accumulated. I thought for a second there Teemu Sunonen was going straight into the back end of Alan Albert. Slows it down just in the nick of time. It's the fight for third. Håkan Kaglar 1.2 behind them as Sunonen shows the nose, which surely in the wet works less well than intended. In the dry you can do that, right, and you would assume that power down you don't lose too much momentum. When it comes to the wet, you really want to be in a straight line and searching for those dry but not damp, not dry but damp areas, right, and so maybe that's something to keep in mind. We're having a few more technical issues with our connection to YouTube, by the way, so if you're experiencing some issues, that's not on your end, it's seemingly on YouTube's end right now. Just wanted you to be aware, don't need to refresh the page. Kaglar is closed. Close quickly too. If you can close that quickly, you can pass pretty quickly, is traditionally how you'd think it would work out. Check back out front, by the way, as the spray kicks into gear into high gear too. It'll be one more lap to go this time by. Now Josh Ladd has his teammate Jaden Munoz behind him. One lap down is Munoz. White flag in hand. I'm just looking for the lunge. There it half comes. Down the hill they go. Now, how sideways are they? Oh, there you go. You saw the wiggle, unquestionably. Held on to it, though. That was pretty good car control. Three-way fight, in fact, now for sixth position. Romanelli, Staropoli, as well as Birel. Out of La Source we go. One more lap, of course, for these drivers, too. Karen Birel, who's made the move over to Japan. You can see the draft being used in front, even in these sprayed conditions. Teemu Sunonen in front has gotten clear of Håkan Kaglar. As side by side we see the move, contact. Is there going to be a second dose of shoving and barging? Staropoli, Romanelli, still hammer and tongs going at it back and forth. All as Oscar Pai has had an issue and gone back to the pit lane. Now what's happened to him? A replay will tell us more as we grab a look at that. Oh, he just went deep. And then on power, watch this, he's probably going to get too greedy with the throttle at some point. And in fact, I think realized at that point that maybe he should go and sign up for the next race. That's moments away from beginning because the clock's about to strike 0. And here we go. As Owen Carroll runs to the line, he's built up a big buffer over Josh Ladd in the last lap or so. Oh! Jaden Munoz tried. He tried something, that's for sure. It's Owen Carroll that wins in the rain at Spa. And now Josh Ladd's had contact with Ilkka Happila, and Chaos, not sure they'll even get to the checkered. Victor Wolfson's victorious in the LMP2s. But wow. Oh, we've had some fun, haven't we? It does seem as though, ladies and gentlemen, though, like our time has come to an end, at least here on day 1 of week 13. We'll have more coverage coming this week. We'll have more news about that in our Discord channel, so do come to the RaceSpot Discord, racespot.wtf/Discord to be part of all of that. Might have some special Friday night meme time coming your way based on everything that we've seen so far here today. I think, though, it's time, after about 3 hours of somewhat waiting, and then a little bit as well of actually seeing the rain in action, for us to say goodbye. We hope you enjoy the rain now that it is finally here on iRacing. It's been a long time coming. Enjoy it in week 13.